So I want you to really understand this. Somebody landed his ass in jail and got warranted by Interpol from Finland because of what he did on the computer. Hello everybody. Today let's talk cybersecurity. We come to understand that in this world there's a lot of computer systems, and some of these computer systems have security flaws in them. Computer code, computer programs can also have bugs in them. Some of these can be exploited by knowledgeable nerds. Some party that is not supposed to have that information gets all the information. And sometimes these criminals try to get money out of people with the information using ransom. In Finland there happened years back this incident, this data breach. A Finnish man had gotten hold of a system that belonged to a psychotherapy organization, a company that supplied people with private psychotherapy services for the mental health. And they had a lot of data about these customers. And the computer wizard behind this data breach, he became warranted by Interpol, the international police, and was later caught. Data breaches like this, they happen so that first a company collects a lot of data out of the users and the customers of the service. The data might not be very well protected, and then somebody with a lot of computer knowledge and programming knowledge breaks into that system. But this is kindergarten level data breach. The kind of data breaches we are going to see are going to be surveillance gathered data breached. It's going to be data that is going to be breached, and it's going to be data that is going to be out there about you and your life that you have not consciously given to any organization or given to anybody. You could say that this kind of a data breach is going to be the same as somebody has been from the invisibility, like here, from the pitch blackness, looking to the light. Hey, there's somebody there. I wouldn't be conscious of it, that there's somebody looking at me over here. I would have no clue. But there they are, and they're gathering information about you and me. The organizations that do this, residing Edward Snowden, they have it figured out how to protect that data much better than any private company out there. But at some point it might leak. At some point this stuff about you might get out there. This is what those black hats should be doing right now. They should look into the surveillance databases, how those could be breached. Not some private company that has been consciously gathering data of people and people have been giving it to them. We need to expose what the governments are doing. Also, I would say that it's not all on those black hats. It's also on the people that have gathered the data. Some parts and some types of data gathering maybe should be illegal, so that data couldn't be in any way breached. So understand about cybersecurity this. There are those people that try to reinforce systems that are, so to say, inside the castle. And then there are those people that are outside the castle and want to intrude into the system. This is only one level of cybersecurity though. There's more. There's also cyber warfare. And we are not talking about modern warfare right here. We are talking about hacking on the government level. We are talking about hacking that affects infrastructure, that can turn off the lights in cities. Not because there's a power outage, but because there's a computer failure there, or a plant goes down, a hospital goes down, this type of stuff, because of software security problems. There's great books about this subject. There's one book by Kevin Mitnick that was a hacker from America, and in his books he talks about the different facets of cybersecurity. In the cybersecurity there's the human element, but there's also the system element. There's a term in cybersecurity called social engineering. Social engineering is when the system security is breached through the human element, because you probably cannot access them very easily from the outside. There's also a book called Sandworm, and it's about just that cyber warfare. So it's sabotage of enemy countries' infrastructure through hacking. I'm gonna review you two books in the future. Ghost in the Wires by Kevin Mitnick and also the Sandworm book. Computer security is very complex, but for a home user right there, like you, there's a couple of safe ways to ensure that your security, computer security is up there. Keep all the software that you have up to date, because bugs happen and exploits are invented. One of the biggest vulnerabilities nowadays in a home use scenario is the web, because modern day browsers and modern day internet is so interactive. A lot of malware has been written for the Windows operating system. And Windows operating system has been also probably the main contributor to these security, computer security firms like F-Secure and Bitdefender, Malwarebytes. There are operating system options like the Chrome OS, which is in terms of the cybersecurity, it's better. I don't know about the current state of Mac computers though, but you probably should have an antivirus software on your Mac too. iOS used to be probably one of the most secure operating systems out there. What is evident is that we have to find better ways of identification. If we want to create in the future computer systems and web services that have user data on them, we need to create a way that we can identify the user, and we have to make the data contained to the user through that identification. And the identification has to be who you are, not what you have. Please also consider this. There's so much data on the internet. There's so much of it. It doesn't probably matter shit, and nobody's probably giving a shit about your data. Because nowadays you would get caught for credit card fraud very easily. So I want you to really understand this. Somebody landed his ass in jail and got warranted by Interpol from Finland because of what he did on the computer. This type of stuff, this type of cyber crime, it didn't fucking even exist before these machines. He lost his fucking freedom because of these machines, and also because of what he did with the machine. Just understand, that's too simple of a way to think about it. He didn't lose his freedom because he used his computer in this manner. He also lost his freedom because of those people gathering all the data being there. I think it's very questionable, the whole psychotherapy, psychiatry field. This type of people that you don't know shit about ask you all kinds of questions about your life. You tell them it all, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's all over the internet, like that. It's very questionable that organizations like this, they put that data on the internet. Like, that's almost asking for trouble. I would guess that with some of these data breaches, it has also happened that there have been inside jobs, and they have been designed to happen. And with some of these denial of service attacks, some company has fucked up and they blame it on some cyber criminal out there. It's just the nature of the game, the nature of the business world nowadays.